Hey, Marcus Washington, MTC Media here with your Golden Dome report. So Notre Dame was looking to respond after a home loss to Elon, and in a tough way, you go out to Las Vegas to face Rutgers and their two dynamic freshmen, and Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, and just a terrific game for the Irish. They come out on a losing end 85-84 in overtime. But the biggest news, obviously, is Marcus Burton's injury. He got injured in the first 3 minutes. As of this recording, I don't know what the status is going to be. I would be very surprised if he played tonight against Houston. But going to this game, some of my takeaways from this game was even without Burton, and Shrewsbury, who had 12 in the first half but cooled down in the second half in overtime, Notre Dame was extremely competitive. In the second half, Tay Davis and they got a great contribution from Chebahar, who in the second half also hit some shots that kept this game close. And this game was close throughout. I mean, Notre Dame had a 10-point lead in the first half, and then Dylan Harper happened, so it was a 1-point lead by halftime. And then in the second half, certainly both teams stayed connected to each other. So the first takeaway was the first half for Notre Dame, the second chance points. They had, I want to say they had second, I'm going to confirm this, but I want to say in the first half, they had, let's see, they were considered the home team. I want to say they had 11 second chance points in the first half. In the second half, they had one. And so, yes, you build up that 10-point lead. Shrewsbury was hot coming out there. You lose Burton, but then you got these other pickups throughout that half. And Dylan Harper's decision-making in the first half certainly helped Rutgers stay in the game. Harper had 13 points in 16 minutes in the first half, and he was an efficient 6 for 9. Now, he wasn't as efficient in the second half. Notre Dame at times made it more difficult for him in the second half. But when you have a player like that, then you have Ace Bailey along with them, and they can make plays and they can get things off schedule. And by the way, they were coming off a loss to Kennesaw State that they didn't see coming. Certainly, they played motivated basketball. There's no doubt about it. My second takeaway is it would be nice, and I don't know how to do it. I mean, Shrewsbury's the one in practice, but if Kiba Jai had more touches, that doesn't necessarily mean more shots, but more touches. Tay Davis did a great job, and like I said, Chebahar did a great job, and obviously Mataloko. And the reason why I haven't mentioned him yet, because obviously I'll mention him separately. I would like to see him get into the game more in some way, shape, and form outside of just getting offensive rebounds. I thought that paint presence was needed in a post-up form. I know Davis would get into the paint off of the bounce, and he did a terrific job at doing that. But the paint points, being able to throw it in the paint, make Rutgers defend in there, especially when you had Ace Bailey really guarding out on the wings and stuff. And there's ways to do it. You can throw it in the post off of zoom action or something like that. It doesn't have to be your 1980s post up. And Jai, if he could be a facilitator out of that, we see this in the DC area all the time with Thomas Sorber, freshman, being able to be a facilitator out of that, along with being a scorer out of that. So it would be terrific to see Notre Dame find a way for more touches, just to kind of break up the perimeter centric play that they have. And then, like I said, I was going to get to Mataloko. His performance was just absolutely positively amazing. The big threes, he had three made threes in the last 41 seconds of that game. They really rode him. He had 24 points, 10 rebounds. They needed every bit of it. 5 assists, by the way. And I thought down at the end, one of the things that maybe Notre Dame will put in their pocket was whenever they had ball action, Guadaloko and Shrewsbury together, whether it was a DHO, whether it was a little false screen or something. I want to tell you, Rutgers had a hard time defending it because you can't go under on either one of those, right? And they had been trying to run Shrewsbury after that first half. Rutgers was dedicated to face guarding when he didn't have the ball and running him off the line. Well, when you got those two in action, it's just hard. And I thought that Notre Dame did a great job at doing that. Now, I hate to bring this up, but the foul by Cole Serta after Loco ties the game with a 3 is just so unfortunate. And, it's a tie game and you foul because you have been fouling simply because you were behind, and then you don't know time and score, so you make a mistake. And those are late game situations that head coaches have to continuously drill, practice, and everything else, and it has to be executed. It's just a tough way to lose. Again, both teams were coming off tough losses. Both teams were coming off unexpected losses. So you saw that desperation in play from both teams, and it was kind of, I don't want to say sad because sad's overblowing it, but it was unfortunate that Harper's game-winning free throw would come off of that play. So again, Notre Dame loses to Rutgers in overtime, 85-84. Does not get any easier today as they face Houston, who is coming off of a overtime loss to Alabama. Players' era has been great. As much as the Maui Invitational has been great, Players' era, they've had some great games too. So, it's Marcus Washington with your Golden Dome.